Oh man, technology. It's awesome. Okay, hopefully this is working. Thanks for your patience. I have obviously not streamed for a while, so this is going to be fun. So I guess what I wanted to cover today was about Google Analytics 4, and I think a lot of people probably don't know about what's happening. If you're in the online landscape, you definitely will. But for business owners that have an online presence on any element, it's something you kind of need to know about and need to implement fast. So GA4, Google Analytics. It's the new version that's coming out. So if you are using Google Analytics at the moment on any capacity, basically from the 1st of July, it's becoming obsolete. So it will no longer track data. You can retrospectively bring things into the new platform for I think about 6 months are going to allow that. But yeah, if you're a data nerd like me, you want to be able to get as much insight on how your website's performing, whether that be an e-commerce store or you have a standard service-based website, so you're trying to get leads. So very, very important. Now, why is it important? Well, data is important. So for example, I'll use e-com as a base case, right? So if you've got it tagged up correctly, and you can integrate this directly into your site if you've got a basic plan like Shopify. They just announced, I think it was beginning of last week, that you can implement this now. Or if you're on a more custom site, you can add it. If you've got a GTM, Google Tag Manager, you can add it in there. If any of this isn't making sense, just ask and I can send you more information. But the point is basically is you're going to get a lot more of an overview as to how customers are performing, right? So what they're doing to get to your site. So this is kind of standard in analytics at the moment, but in terms of GA4, for one, it's really a lot more easy to use. So if you ever went into GA currently and you had a look at the dashboards there, it can be a little intimidating. But this one is a lot more user-friendly. So I guess the other thing too, really, to make sure is that you are not only using it from an analytics standpoint, which is really important. So why? You can tag up all the different elements within your website. So for e-com, let's say that you want to be able to track certain pages people are going to, if they're adding to cart, if they're completing part of their checkout, if they've purchased, etc. All of those data points can start to collect information on different customers. So the benefit of that, obviously, you can start to track how people are coming into your website. So, for example, on our business that we run, I've got my own e-com with my business partner, Helen, so do a lot of testing there, but also obviously have Misfit Digital. So we have a lot of different clients who are in the e-commerce space there. So what we're able to do is if we're running advertising or running email marketing campaigns or any kind of marketing activity from a digital perspective, if it's tracked right, as in it's got the right UTM links, again, that's probably something else people may not know. Basically, what that does in the UTM link, it gives a little bit of information to Google Analytics to tell the platform where they've come from, right? So if you are on a very, very, very top line basis, if you're wanting to understand the breakdown from, let's say, Google, your email marketing platform, paid search, YouTube, Facebook ads, Instagram, etc., you can actually understand how people are coming to your site from the first time, or you can look at a attribution model, which kind of looks at every channel and divvies up the kind of value as to how many touch points they've had, but how many times that they've, what Google basically indicates that would be the purchase funnel, the way that people get through to a buy. Why is this important? Well, a lot of the time when I talk to clients or other people in e-com, they just think that all of their traffic is coming from one place, or a lot of the time people think that search, because sometimes it can be quite bottom of the funnel. So what that means is that people are ready to buy. So they've already got intent. So say you're selling basketballs, right? And someone goes into Google and goes, buy basketballs online. That's a pretty clear intent. So a lot of the time search picks up that low-hanging fruit, which is fantastic. However, if people don't look about the broader marketing, right? So how are you going to build brand awareness? How are you going to actually bring your product? If people don't know your product exists, how are you going to do that if they don't know what to search for? So what it can really do is give you quite a decent overview as the channels that are impacting your sale, right? So if you're not doing that currently, I think in the new G4 is probably the time to look into that. If you're utilizing something like Shopify, very, very easy to implement. A lot of this will be kind of put into the platform if you set it up correctly. The other thing I think is really important for anyone really who's running ads, the ability, especially on the Google platform, obviously GA is a Google, one of the suite, collection of the suite, is the ability to now you can always kind of do this, but you can integrate into Google Ads. So the more the element of what's happening now within Google as a big picture is there's a lot more AI and machine learning. So the more data points you can cross over, the better the system's going to learn who's actually taking action. So if you look at Google as a ads platform, for example, and as I used that case before, buying basketballs, that's great. If it's utilizing search terms and I guess intent based off the Google platform, obviously what's happening with Google Analytics is that it's kind of collecting data on everyone that's come. So if, for example, you've got people coming from Facebook, you've got email, maybe you've got a list that came direct, it will look at basically the whole profile of potential people, then feed that back to Google Ads to be able to get more information and be a lot clearer as to the kind of person that's likely to buy, obviously who's not likely to buy, and you can start to get a lot more strategic. And as an advertising nerd, I'm so excited about the opportunities that this brings. Obviously, the more that you can feed a system and the right information you give it, the better outcome you're going to get. And it's, if you kind of look at the whole ChatGPT thing and AI at the moment, all that, a lot of what I've seen is that it's only as good as what you put into the system, right? So what you're trying to do with any of these machine learning elements is give it the right data and the right parameters so that you can get even better results. So yeah, and I think the main thing that a lot of people do is they don't understand the importance of implementing something like Google Analytics until it's too late. It's a bit late. I'm here. I've been working all day, so excuse me if my words are a bit muddled. But when it comes to anything, when you're applying tracking on a site, so just as a 101 back for anyone who doesn't understand how pixels work and how tracking works, you basically, really basic, you add a bit of code into the website and it starts recording actions of users, right? So what I get a lot is, especially in agency land, is we'll have clients come to us and go, yep, I've scaled my business now. I started 2 years ago. I have now got on average, 1,000 customers a month, and I want to start advertising. So the problem there is that you can start. We can obviously do it from a broader audience interest-based targeting. So kind of hypothetically looking at who could be a good fit. Or you can, if you've got an email database, that can be effectively uploaded to advertising platforms, and it can create a thing called lookalikes, which allows you to find people who look like your purchases, which is great. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't allow you to track retrospectively the behavior on your website through, like, say, for example, if you're doing Facebook ads and you want to be able to retarget people who have been to your, have added to cart and haven't converted, right? So it's going to make life a lot easier if you actually have all of this tracking set up, even when you first start your business. Like, I can't stress this enough, because once it's all up and you can implement something called Google Tag Manager, which is pretty much just one. You have to go through this once. Other platforms like Shopify, it's a lot easier. But if you put it on once, you can add all the subsequent tags underneath. There's a whole nother conversation about server-side tagging, and I'm getting way kind of into other territory here. But just for people who are trying to get this done, if you could put anything on your site to a GTM, and then you can apply the Google Analytics for tag, you can apply the Facebook pixel and any other relevant ones really that are going to help you collect data. Data is king, and I am so honestly, I just wish so many people knew that to be able to do this properly and to get everything you need to make your business succeed, especially in an e-commerce environment. Your way of getting ahead is analyzing user behavior and looking at what products are working, understanding where different demographics are what they're more likely to buy. Understanding different regions, what's trending in different, like for example, if you're in Australia, what's trending in Perth versus Victoria. There could be so many different elements, but you need to make sure you set it up the parameters correctly first to be able to get that information. So yeah, that's pretty much a really, really top line overview of Google Analytics 4. So as a takeaway, just get it on your site and migrate it across. Obviously, if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, just drop me a line and I can give you some context or give you a hand to help you out with it. But yeah, I think make sure you get on top of this because it could be a bit of an annoying thing down the track. But anyway, so if I can figure out how to turn this thing off, I will. But anyway, have a great night. And yeah, we'll be doing more of these up in the near future. Currently, we as an agency are getting a lot of people asking about this kind of stuff. Obviously, we're educating our clients a lot on it, which is awesome. Personally, I'm doing a lot of research around how automation is happening a lot around these platforms and other platforms as well. So again, I'm a data nerd, so understanding how it can integrate better, what different platforms we can use to get a better customer view and provide a better outcome for customers. I think personalization has always been a key, and getting the right data gives the ability to actually personalize on that. So more to come. If there's anything anyone wants to know about, just pop it in the comments. We'll do our best to get some information. Yeah, so have a fantastic evening. I am going to enjoy some wonderful email reading and yeah, and do some fabulous outreach marketing for email on Clink, which is my e-com store. So have a fabulous night, and yeah, we'll be seeing you all soon. As always, check us out at Misfit Digital and leave us a message if you've got any questions and we'll get back to you. Take care.